Yo, what's up YouTube? What's going on today? Welcome back to the channel. Fam, we got the spoilers for Boruto TBV chapter 24. And fam, yo, this chapter was wild. Kawaki gives Jura the finger. Yo, this shit was the highlight of the chapter. Yo, this chapter is actually crazy. Let's get down to it real quick. So the chapter starts off with Kawaki on the cover page. And fam, it cuts right into the flashback that Kawaki and Boruto are having on top of the Hokage stone face, where it says, on the day the brothers joined forces, Boruto informed Kawaki of the strategy for the battle against Jura. Kawaki says, a mission in the sand? Boruto says, yeah, once Amado lifts your restrictions, head over there. You're going to back up Sarada and the others. I'll move out as soon as you arrive. They'll likely trigger Jura's interference, but with your strength, there's still hope. Kawaki, it's not that simple of a situation. I only saw it for a second, but his power, he's the real deal, a monster. Even all of us together might not be enough to deal with something on that level. Kawaki, what is this? Boruto, we can't beat Jura. Not yet. With him right in front of us, we're talking about how we survive. The most realistic option, using my flying Raijin to get everyone out at once. But there's a condition. I have to clear to warp long distance. I need to mark that metal pin with my chakra and recognize it as my own. So here, Boruto is giving Kawaki a pin saying, yo, I need you to hold on to this pin. Either this pin is for Boruto to have everyone teleport out of there, or Kawaki follows the chakra on this pin to find Boruto. Though I think it is the latter, where Boruto tells Kawaki to put the pin in the village so that Boruto can teleport directly into the village. And I'm surprised Aida didn't see any of this and she didn't warn anyone else. It makes me wonder why Aida didn't say anything to Kashin Koji, because it looks like she's able to see everything and she does not look back at this moment or anything. Like, she should have been like, that's interesting, or some sort of hint, you know? But in this case, she didn't say anything. So it makes me wonder if she's actually working against Kashin Koji or not, and trying to lay more on Boruto or Kawaki. So then the next page says, Boruto, while dealing with that monster, there's no way I can do it alone. It's an impossible feat. Kawaki, I just need to make it myself, right? We just need to buy that time. So then in pages 4 to 7, we see the battle between Jura and Kawaki. Kawaki is able to swing back against Jura, and he's actually able to give him some of the works, but this is not enough to beat Jura. Kawaki then throws his cubes on top of Jura, and Jura breaks them easily, like it's nothing. And then Kawaki sneaks up on Jura and attacks him then. Fam, look at how Kawaki is pushing back Jura. Now I'm gonna point this out before anyone says anything. Jura is not taking this seriously. You guys seen what he did to Himawari? Yo, he gave her the backhand. In Kawaki's case, fam, he wants to feel Kawaki's power. He knows Kawaki got a power up, but he's not taking him serious. If he was, I'm pretty sure Kawaki would be pinned down. He's more surprised that Kawaki is gotten stronger. So Kawaki is going max power on Jura, and honestly, Jura's not even taking that much damage. Sure, Kawaki blown his stomach off, he stabbed his eye, and blown him up a few times, but Jura is still standing. And remember, this is Kawaki with his limbers off. This guy's supposed to be the strongest, most OP'est, you know? And yet, Jura is holding up against Kawaki. That is wild as fuck. So then in the next panel, we have Boruto with his karma reacting to Kawaki's. And it looks like Boruto is holding back the karma and possibly holding back Momoshiki. Here, Boruto is actually using his Otsutsuki powers, and he's actually floating in midair. Now, it makes me wonder why Boruto is afraid of Momoshiki coming out, yet Boruto uses Momoshiki's powers like levitating. Like, I know he's holding back Momoshiki and he's afraid to use the karma, but he's using the powers without using the karma. I understand Boruto is a new type of Otsutsuki, but he still has Momoshiki's powers. Like in Kawaki's case, he can't do anything in base. He has to activate the karma in order to use Ishiki's powers. And that includes using Daikokuten or even absorbing or anything like that. He has to use the karma. In Boruto's case, Boruto is not even using the karma to use Momoshiki's powers. So it makes me wonder, what seal did Boruto put on his karma, or something similar to the curse seal Sasuke had to stop Momoshiki from awakening but still being able to use Momoshiki's powers. Because Momoshiki wouldn't allow Boruto to use his powers unless Momoshiki is being suppressed by something. So most likely I think there's a seal on there. So now this is where things get juicy in this chapter. Page 17. Kawaki has pinned down Jura, and everyone is celebrating, thinking, yo, Kawaki has beaten Jura. It's like Samira is saying, incredible, to corner Jura that badly, maybe just like this we can win. Amado's like, no, this is not it. Amado even knows Jura is not even acting up at full power. Jura is just chilling there, pulls out a book, and now it looks like he's going to mock Kawaki, where he says, Uzumaki Kawaki, as expected, his combat ability is far beyond what it used to be. How did he gain that power in such a short time? No, it's not just you. Uzumaki Himawari also awakened right before my eyes and showed strength like a completely different person. Looking back at it now, it was as if Inojin's sacrifice triggered it. And then there's Sarada Uchiha as well. She too suddenly awakened to her power and easily took down one of my kin. And then Sumire says Sarada did that. Jura then says both cases are extraordinary, something that can't be explained by normal means. This is just my personal view, but I can't help but feel there's a common thread linking all of this. This is basically Jura saying, fam, you guys only get stronger when there's something on the line that you guys need to protect. And this all links to love, because Himawari only got stronger by getting pissed off that Inojin died. So she was butthurt that she was about to lose someone she loved. As for Sarada's case, it was the same thing. She needed to understand self-love and the love of other people around her to awaken her Mangekyo Sharingan. And thus, in both cases, as Jura says, are extraordinary. It can't be explained by normal means, but both of those cases needed a push, and that push is love. Now, what's interesting here is this bitch, Sumire, saying Sarada did that. Bro, after she talked all that shit to Sarada a few chapters ago, yo, she doesn't deserve to be fucking highlighted in this chapter, yo. Saying, yo, Sarada did all that. Like, she was trying to play some psychological games on Sarada, fam. And now she's surprised that Sarada took down a Shinju. Like, dog, think about it. Imagine you're about to go to a battle, like a serious-ass battle against some powerful-ass enemies, and your best friends, family, whatever it is, start saying some shit to you, and it starts messing with your mentality. That's what happened to Sarada. Before she came to the Sand Village, she was all messed up, saying, yo, Sumire is saying this and that. And now Sumire is shocked, like, yo, Sarada actually beat her? Like, fam, I'm telling you, Sumire is against these people. She makes it look like she's with them, but nah, fam. Yo, she got some shit up her sleeve, fam. That's all I'm gonna say. She's the villainess behind the curtain, trying to play some psychological games and shit. Sarada did that. Ooh. Like, shut your ass up and go sit in her damn computer, watching the battle from afar. So then in the next page, Jura says, right now my hottest research topic is what you call love, the unique uncertainty that you humans possess. It is an undeniable fact that it can be a fatal flaw, but at the same time, it could also be a factor that enables unparalleled evolution. Kawaki, what do you think? Give me your honest opinion. And fam, Jura here is just chilling. Like, fam, what's getting me is the fact that Jura is just chilling there with the book open. Kawaki is looking at him like, bro, what the hell is this guy, doing? Kawaki then gives no fucks, and he decides to do his infamous blast on Jura and blows the man to bits. Just for Kawaki to be surprised, and Jura is chilling there and he spawns some sort of tree and he heals himself. So I think this is Jura's powers unlocked, that he has very fast regeneration, or he has another form which has not been revealed, and it's most likely a tree. Because here it looks like Jura transforms into a big ass tree and he heals himself. Jura then says to Kawaki, now, don't get so heated, Kawaki. I just want to talk a little. Fam, that's what I'm saying. Jura was not taking this battle seriously. Look at the next panel. Jura makes himself a throne and sits on it and talks down to Kawaki. Like, yo, it's killing me that this guy took all that beating from Kawaki just for him to ride off like it was nothing. See, this is what I'm trying to say. Jura was just playing along with Kawaki. He just wanted to see what Kawaki's power is. He was not even taking Kawaki seriously. Who he did take seriously, Himawari, and look what happened to her. Jura then says, I never thought you'd rush to Boruto's rescue. As far as I know, there's only one thing in the world you want to protect. It should be Naruto Uzumaki and no one else. Here, Jura is baiting Kawaki. Fam, how does Jura know that he wants to protect only Naruto? I'm telling you, there has to be some sort of connection between Jura, Kawaki, and Naruto. If the theories are true that Jura is Ishiki, or my theory that Jura is Kurama, there could be something cooking here. Because Jura wants Naruto, because Naruto is connected to all the tailed beasts. But why does Jura want Naruto? There's no connection there though. Because the 10 tails is not connected to all the previous 9 tails that Naruto is connected to. So I'm pretty sure they're going to explain the connection later. But here Jura says, I once went to go visit him in the leaf, but honestly I thought he might already be dead. But now looking into your unwavering eyes, I know for sure he's alive. Uzumaki Naruto. Fam, the way Jura is looking at Kawaki, he's even doing a little chuckle. My man has his big ass fingernail looking thing covering his face. Yo, you know he's baiting Kawaki. Even Sumire knows what's up, saying, damn, this guy knows Naruto's alive? That's crazy. Jura then says in the next page, hit the mark, daren't I? You're too easy to read. I'm bad at lying too, just like you. I went ahead and voiced the shocking truth, knowing it'd provoke you. I want to devour him. Uzumaki Naruto, that is. I heard he's connected with many of the tailed beasts. I believe love was once at the core of that too. I can't help but feel this way. Fam, this right here tells us two things. First of all, Jura says, I'm bad at lying too, just like you. Fam, this right here tells us that Jura could be connected to Kawaki, saying, yo, I'm like you and we're both bad at lying. Or he's connected to Naruto through Kurama, which is why he says here that Naruto's connected to many of the tailed beasts. And I believe love was at the core of that too. I can't help but feel this way. Why does he say that? Why is he saying it like that, like he was connected to Naruto in the past somewhere? So that only tells me that his connection to Naruto was through Kurama. And that explains why Jura wants Naruto. Because he feels that Naruto is connected to all the tailed beasts before, and he relates to that. And remember, the Shinjus want people who are directly connected to their hearts somehow. So I'm telling you, fam, he could be Kurama, alright? We'll see in the future, but they haven't fully explained why he wants Naruto. I think that's gonna come. And I also think here, Jura is plotting something with Kawaki, and he knows the only way to get to Naruto is through Kawaki. But we're gonna have to wait for Jura to evolve a bit more. Jura is still processing a lot of new information. And once he learns of what powers Ishiki possessed, he's gonna bait Kawaki saying, I know where you hid Naruto. And that right there is gonna expose Kawaki in front of everyone. Which leads me to a theory that, yo, low-key Kawaki destroys the village because Jura is blackmailing him, saying, yo, I'll expose you to everyone if you don't destroy the village. Though that's just a theory, alright? So we're gonna have to wait and see on that. Anyways, getting on to the next page, Jura says, what is love? If I devour him, maybe I'll understand it a bit better. Right here, Jura baits Kawaki, and Kawaki gets pissed off and decides to go attack Jura. But he is stopped by Boruto. See, this right here backs Jura's resolve even more that Naruto is alive. And that he knows that he'll get to Naruto through Kawaki. Which is why Jura says later in this chapter, Kawaki, I hope we meet again soon. Yo, I know he's plotting something. He may even take over Kawaki's body or even take Kawaki's eyes to go open up the portal to Naruto. Shit is cooking, fam. Boruto then says to Kawaki, sorry to keep you waiting. We're good to go now. I locked onto the symbol. Jura says, the flying Raijin, huh? It seems a shame, but it can't be helped. Looks like this is as far as we go this time. Fam, Jura was ready to throw hands. He made his own little throne. He summoned up his little swamp of trees. Yo, fam, he was ready. He knows, like, okay, now I'm gonna pretend I'm gonna get serious. Even Boruto knows that him and Kawaki together can't even take on Jura. That's how you know Jura is just a menace, fam. This guy is a fucking straight demon. So then Kawaki says, I don't care about love or any of that crap, but still, your instincts for targeting the 7th, that gut instinct of yours, I'll give you credit for it. But don't get the wrong idea. One day, I'll definitely kill you without fail. This is Kawaki threatening Jura, saying, fam, you target the Hokage, I'ma kill your ass. Jura says, interesting. I appreciate the honesty. Kawaki says, I'm done here. Let's go. Jura says, Kawaki, I'm glad we got to talk. Let's meet again. Yo, fam, I'm telling you, Jura is cooking something. That, interesting sounded kind of sus, fam. He's like, yo, maybe if I devour Kawaki, I could then get to Naruto or something. Or maybe even I devour Kawaki to prove a point. I think he's gonna target Kawaki now because he just wants to take down Kawaki because Kawaki is arrogant as fuck. Now, this right here is the freaking highlight of the chapter. When Jura says, I'm glad we got to talk, let's meet again, Kawaki gives him the finger. Fam, Kawaki is a fucking savage, bro. This guy literally gives him the finger. Fam, Ikimoto was cooking. I was not expecting this at all. This is straight giving early Kawaki vibes. When he first came to the village, he was swearing at everyone and everything in the early chapter 20s of Naruto Next Generation. Fam, this is the same vibes. Kawaki giving the finger while Boruto and him are just walking away. Yo, that's cold, bro. That is cold. Motherfuckers got aura, fam. Jeez. So then the panel cuts back to Konohamaru and them, and it looks like Sarada is still knocked out. Fam, that MS took quite a bit of her power. Like, bro, she's not even conscious yet. That's crazy. So then Konohamaru says, this is Boruto's. Delta says, we were just told to leave it around there. They said it's hard to sense chakra for carrying it. You best keep a bit of distance just in case. So now it makes sense why Boruto gave Kawaki that symbol. And it looks like they left the symbol here, which is far away from where Jura and them were fighting, so that Boruto can teleport away from Jura once Boruto and Kawaki are done fighting, because they have no way of beating Jura. The only way is to escape. And this happened because Boruto came and saved Konohamaru. Because of him doing that, Jura appeared. But Boruto already planned for this. As shown in the first panel of this chapter, Boruto was already planning with Kawaki, saying that once I arrive, Jura's gonna come, so I need you to take the symbol, plant it somewhere, so that as soon as Jura arrives, you and me could stall him and hold him off while everyone gets away. And then we'll teleport out of there. Fam, this was very critical. If this wasn't here, I'm confident Jura would have whooped both Kawaki and Boruto's ass. No cap on that, fam. So then Konohamaru says it'd suck if someone suddenly stepped on the symbol. Then Boruto and Kawaki spawn out of nowhere, and Kawaki steps on Konohamaru's face saying, yo, what the hell are you doing? Kawaki was cheesed that Konohamaru was about to jeopardize their safety. Fam, if it wasn't for that symbol, I'm telling you, Jura would have destroyed Boruto and Kawaki. So Boruto's teleported back to the whole squad, and now he's saying, yo, let's fly straight to the village. Boruto knows he's not even safe. But this also means that Boruto did put a symbol in the village, and most likely he is going to spawn on top of the Hokage stone faces. I think Boruto left a symbol there, and them coming back in the stone faces is more of a symbolism that they have come back victorious from their battle. And there's also symbolism that the village is going to get destroyed and the last battle takes place on the stone faces. Or he actually means flying there. So everything's adding up to chapter 1, episode 1, where Boruto's arm is torn, where it shows that he did some serious damage to someone. And I think after Boruto returns to the village, he goes through a change of clothing. And this is where we're going to see the episode 1, chapter 1 clothing, because now Boruto is going to be granted asylum to stay in the village after he just helped defeat the Shinjus and to get 2 of the thorn bulbs back. So I think time skip 2.0 is coming right here, where Boruto's going to be in the village for a little bit, maybe like a month or whatever it is, maybe a few months before they get to the final battle. So then the panels cut to Ida and Kashin Koji, and Ida says, I was worried about what might happen, but for now that's a relief. Koji says, it's not exactly something to be praised. It could end up destroying even a better future. It was far too dangerous of a gamble. Boruto surviving, of course, that itself is good, but because of his latest action, the future has drastically changed once again. Ida, isn't that fine though? That's how it's supposed to be, right? Life, I mean. So this right here is telling us that Boruto doing this gamble has changed the future drastically. What I interpret from this is that if Konohamaru died and Boruto didn't save him, the village does not get destroyed. But because of Boruto coming here and telling Kawaki to come to him to fight back against Jura, something was made inside of Jura's mind, and here the village is going to get destroyed because of these two guys' actions. So that's why I think Kashin Koji is worried about. An even darker future is coming because Boruto did that. That is crazy. So then the next page says, this isn't someone else's problem, Ida. Mamushi is moving and you're the target. Ida says, you're kidding, right? That seriously sucks. Fam, if Mamushi is moving now, that means we're about to see Damon's power. And that means that panel we seen last chapter of Koji seeing into the future, see a room with Mamushi and it looks like Damon. Fam, you know the battle is coming. You know we're gonna see Damon's powers, and we're most likely gonna see Mamushi countering Damon's powers. He's about to give that little shit the works, fam. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Damon and all, but sometimes, bro, his personality and his face, fam, I just want to fucking backhand the kid. Like, somebody needs to belt the kid. Like, grab a slipper, grab a belt, grab a pole, something, just knock his ass out, you know? Like, you gotta humble the man. And I want to see his ass get humbled by Mamushi. And honestly, I'm waiting for that. Anyways, the next page shows the Shinjus back at the hideout, and Hidari says to Jura, what's with your face? Are you feeling sick or something? Jura says, it's the opposite, Hidari. Listen to this. Kawaki actually praised me. So Jura here is feeling happy that Kawaki actually said something to him. Bro, this is like a father feeling proud or something like that. Fam, this could low-key mean that Jura is Ishiki, or even somehow connected to Naruto. Because Kawaki praised Jura, Jura feels happy. And this is like a father to son type thing, where the father feels happy that the son praised him. But bro, looking at Kawaki flipping off Jura, it don't look like he praised him, fam. I think Jura took that the wrong way. So then Hidari says, yo, I just learned a new word not that long ago that perfectly fits your situation right now. Jura says, oh, what is that? Hidari says, disgusting as hell. Fam. Sci-Tech says, he was just happy to be praised and Hidari had to ruin it with his one freshly learned words. And the chapter ends there. Bro, Hidari just ruined the whole moment. Yeah, I'm telling you, this chapter was straight meme. They're just talking shit from beginning to end, fam. Ikimoto's like, yo, fuck yeah, how they with these guys? I'm about to switch up all of Boruto. Probably read some angry tweets online. He's like, nah, fuck these guys, yo. I'm gonna put that middle finger in there, show all the haters, bro. So that's what I mean, bro. Ikimoto cooking this chapter. Anyways, that's it for the spoilers. Thanks to the mandoms on Twitter. We got these spoilers and some bits translated. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos to come.